Madre mía, qué aburrimiento. Let's be honest. How many times have you sat in an English class feeling like you're just going through the motions? Learning endless grammar rules, memorizing vocabulary lists, but not really using the language. Does that sound familiar? If so, stick around because today we're diving into why traditional English classes are killing your motivation. And more importantly, what we can do about it. I'm your host, Anna,
And I will be your English teacher.
a teacher who has decided to move away from the boring and absurd methods used in the schools and academies to teach English.
Instead, I have created a unique method that will truly help you learn English.
Without frustration. And finally, stop thinking that el inglés se me da mal. Here's the thing. Most traditional English classes focus too much on perfection. The emphasis is always on grammar rules, passing exams, and learning rigid sentence structures that, let's be real, you probably never use in real life conversations. This creates a cycle of frustration where you feel like you're studying and studying, but not getting any closer to speaking English confidently. But guess what? That approach doesn't work. Learning language is about communication, not perfection. Let me break it down for you. When the focus is on getting everything perfect, the right tense, the right word, the right pronunciation, students become afraid to speak. Nos da miedo hablar. You're worried about making mistakes. Te da miedo cometer errores. So you end up not practicing at all. This is where the motivation disappears because you're not seeing real progress or enjoying the process. Think about this. What's the point of learning English if you never get to actually use it? English isn't just a subject to be studied. No es una asignatura más que haya que estudiar. It's a tool for communication. Es una herramienta. The goal should be to express yourself and connect with others, not to pass tests or remember all the grammar rules. In fact, the more you focus on speaking and using the language, the faster you will improve. Let me tell you about one of my students, Javier. He spent years learning English in schools, but every time he tried to speak, he felt stuck. Se sentía estancado. He was so focused on not making mistakes that he would rather stay quiet than say something wrong. But when we started focusing on conversation instead of perfection, everything changed. Javier began practicing English daily in real life situations. And guess what? His confidence grew. He realized that it's okay to make mistakes as long as you are communicating effectively. So, what's the solution? How can we stop killing motivation and start learning in a way that actually works? I would say, number one, focus on speaking, not just studying. The more you practice speaking, the more natural it will become. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn. Learn through real world experiences. Watch movies, listen to podcasts, have conversations with people. This is how you'll see progress and feel more motivated. Stop aiming for perfection. Instead of trying to get everything right, focus on being understood. Céntrate en que te entiendan. Communication is the goal, not perfection. What I want you to take away from this is that learning English should be fun and practical. Don't let traditional classes kill your motivation. If you focus on communicating and enjoying the process, you'll find that speaking English becomes easier and more natural over time. In the end, the goal isn't to speak perfect English. The goal is to feel confident communicating in English and to stay motivated by seeing real progress. So let's break away from the old, ineffective methods and start learning English in a way that actually helps us use it. And hey, if you're ready to break free from the traditional methods and start speaking English confidently, join me in my English log experience. We'll ditch perfection and focus on real life communication. You've got this. But hey, if you join me in my English log experience, you will also have every week the transcription of this podcast, and you will also have activities that you will have to do with this podcast. So you will have my experience and also lots of different tools with which you will really learn English. So see you there. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Viviendo in English. I hope my story has inspired and motivated you to continue on your own English learning journey. Remember, we all face challenges and frustrations, but the important thing is to not give up and to find a way to enjoy the process. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who might also find it useful. And of course, you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok that you'll have on the description of this episode. See you soon and keep living in English. Have a nice day and don't forget to smile.